Oh, last night I was gonna make an apple pie, but my oven decided to be silly. It decided to be very, very, very silly in my little opinion. I guess a little bit of apple, like sugary apple, had dripped into the bottom of the oven, and it's creating this situation where my smoke detector, these modern smoke detectors, they're just so sensitive, and it just like goes off. And when you live in an apartment complex, I don't want that. I don't want it making noise. And then you have to push the button to make it stop going off. And I'm just like, yes, you're very sensitive, but you're a little too sensitive. So I scrubbed out as much of the bottom of the oven as I could, but I was just like, sometimes my smoke detector is just a little too temperamental. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my air fryer. And I did. And I actually, it was really cool what I created. I created like an air fryer apple fritter, and it turned out pretty good. I have to say, like, so I took the dough that I was going to use to make the apple pie, and I put some of the apple filling in, and I just kind of wrapped it up, and then I just put it in the air fryer. Next time I'll make it look prettier, and I didn't make a video about it. I meant to, but it's just like the travesty of the smoke detector going off. It just kind of made me a little upset. But I do have to say that if you decide to make like little apple pies in the air fryer, they're almost like apple fritters in my opinion. They're pretty good. And I always hated frying things, so 100% highly recommend the air fryer because, I mean, first off, I don't want to eat all that oil and fat. Like, I do eat some fat in tahini. Tahini is good. But other things, I'm sorry, I don't think you need to eat a deep fried wonton all the time. And that, not my opinion. I mean, I love tahini. That I do. But, and olives. But not a deep fried wonton. So I feel like you can make really good, well, I still want to find, I know they have the rice paper. I'm going to make the spring rolls. You can make in the air fryer. And this is something I'm working up to doing, but I haven't gotten there yet. So, I don't know. Just a lot of things happen. And I don't know. I just got like stockpiled, like a lot of busy stuff. And then by the time Sunday came around, I just was really tired. And I had plans to do this, that, and the other thing. And I think it's just because I did henna really late last Monday night, and then I didn't sleep a lot that night, because I know some people are just very quick when it comes to their hair, and I'm quicker than I used to be, but I've never been quick when it comes to hair. And then I don't know, and when it comes to cooking too, I like to take my time. Some people are just all about, they like to speed through it, but I like to feel relaxed when I do things. I mean, there are certain things I do fast, but I just don't feel like hair care or cooking have to be expeditiously fast. Like, it's just something about California has this mindset that everybody's in a rush to get somewhere, and I don't really know where they're going, because a lot of people are just going home to do I don't know what. Like, if you're like a big business person, I kind of get it, but a lot of people are just in a rush. And I'm like, I don't really know what you're in a rush to do. I feel like when people used to slow down a bit more and be a little bit more neighborly and not be in as much of a rush, that life used to be more balanced. And once again, like, I almost hit every single, I mean, I'm not literally hit, but on many streets, because just like, people are driving more bonkers these days, and I'm just like, guys, where are you going? What are you doing? Slow down. You shouldn't be in that big of a rush. But anyway, I'm going to scrub out the bottom of my oven tonight, and I'm going to make something else in the air fryer. I mean, I've been thinking about all of these different things I want to make, want to do, just culinary stuff, and I don't know, that's what I've been doing. And I did a few little hair videos. I need to get back into art. I've just been thinking all these different little things I want to do. So, the news. I looked at the news. It's not looking good. Everything I thought about the Middle East, my feeling that there should be peace no matter what. I feel 100% right about that. Haven't changed my mind on that. It's looking bad. It's looking really bad. Like, very, very disturbed by footage of conservative Jewish people that didn't want to be an IDF being sprayed down with hoses really hard. Is that okay? It's not okay. Or just other things like destroying. You don't like a statue or a monument of Yasser Arafat and you destroy it with bulldozers. It says more about you. It says more about you. Or like, okay, so there's a lot of Israeli people right now that are protesting what's going on with Bibi. It's not an anti-Israeli position. And I finally, because I decided do a deep dive. No, there's a former IDF soldier. He actually did an interview with the BBC. And he said, what's happening in Gaza is wrong. Like, a lot of people have died. These are not made up numbers. There's 15,000 people who have died. So I don't really care what Biden's position is, but I would never vote for Biden anyway. And I have to say, Democrats that are kind of like saying, well, you need to support Biden because he's a good president. If it had been Trump right now with this going on, they would have blamed him, right? They would have blamed him. And that I can see. I'm not a fan of Trump either. But yeah, Biden, I don't think he really can distinguish. But honestly, this is horrible stuff. And no, you can't justify that. And today, 700 more people died in bombings. These are confirmed things, by the way. There are Israeli people. There are Palestinian people that have gone in and confirmed these numbers. These are not made up numbers. People are getting hurt. This is not a good thing. I know people want to think, oh, this is we need to protect ourselves. But do you know how many people have died and been injured and have lost their homes forever because of all this? And I just can't be okay with any of it. So every time I kind of read some news articles, and then the final part of the BBC interview where some Bedouins on the West Bank had vacated part of Judea, like their little Judean settlement in Judea. And that, okay, there were two things that happened that bothered me to the bits. First thing, just these little Bedouin farmers. There were some Israelis with guns. The journalist said maybe the government gave them guns, who knows? They came down and they were antagonizing. They were antagonizing these people. And they've been stealing like their sheep and harassing them. And they're just little Bedouin farmers. They didn't do anything. And then there was another little Bedouin settlement where the people had escaped like a month ago and they bulldozed it down. And then I see on the cake, which is not good at all, one of the journalists doing these interviews for the BBC is Israeli. And he was being, like, when they were trying to talk to the police about how there were these men that had antagonized the Bedouins, who, by the way, are residents. Maybe they're not citizens of Israel, but they're residents. Try to explain to the police what happened. They criticized the journalist, who is Israeli, because they said, oh, you're going against the Israeli position by doing these interviews. No, he's a journalist. He's trying to figure out the truth. He's not going to just take one side. So my question is, Israel, why are you treating your citizens like that? Because now this is what's coming out. You're treating your citizens that don't agree with this war kind of deplorably. So honestly, I'm against this war, and I'm against all wars, but I don't think that there's a good solution like right now, because they're going to do whatever they want. But it's pretty gross. And that interview with the BBC just really bothered me. And yeah, stop bombing Palestine. Stop it. You're not, what's their point? They just want to kill people? So I don't know. That's their whole point, my opinion. So yeah, I'm not happy with it. And if you think anybody's happy with it, a lot of us aren't. And we were made to feel in the beginning like, oh, maybe we didn't see things correctly. But all of these news stories coming out validate everything we thought, Nothing good came out of these things. I know some people tried to justify what happened. There's no justification. Anyway, I'm very disturbed. You should be too. Thanks for watching.